Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Piper Academy. I am your host, Army Piper, here today with a great show. $20,000 Bitcoin on the charts. Could we be hitting that? Some analysts at a Deutsche Bank think so. We're going to be looking at that. Also, Celsius, could they be putting all of the weight of their movement onto Ethereum? We're going to be looking at that and a whole lot more today. Checking out the charts. Got OC guy in the house. TradeFly back in the seat. We're going to be doing this. Class is in session, guys. Let's get it. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Piper Academy. This is the show where we go over the markets, the news, the charts, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit, guys. We are going to be looking at all kinds of stuff today. We've got a great show lined up for you. I appreciate you guys being here. But before we go any further, I do want to remind everybody that what we do on here, not financial advice, okay? Ever, no financial advice on this show, guys. We just tell you what we're looking at, what we see, what we're doing. We want you guys to take that information, do your own research, make your own decisions on it. But if you don't know that you need to look at it, then you never know that you wouldn't know that it's coming. So that is why we look at what the stuff that we look at and tell you guys about it. So just wanted to make sure you guys knew that, not financial advice. Also, if it's your first time here, you guys can click that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell over there, and you'll get subscribed. You'll get notified when we go live, and you'll get to feel good because you hit the like button, and because that's an important thing in life. So, guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead. Let's bring up my co-partners over here, sitting here grinding through the analyst charts every day, the news, making sure that you guys get everything you need to know. Let's go ahead and bring them up. TradeFly, OC, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What up? Good to be back. Had a lot of work things going on. Had to make that fiat,
Yeah, you were fiat mining over there. So
I was, man. I was.
OC, how you doing, man?
Just my work is just get you stressful, buddy. You know that. Just for the people, I was joining just at the last second. Maybe it was 1 minute before we.
Very last second, guys. I don't know if you guys saw.
I just wanted to bring it up.
Oh, it's okay, man. It's all right. I don't know if you guys saw this. This happened like 14 hours ago. I want to pull this up and show people here real fast. So this here happened 14 hours ago. Okay. Can you get off my screen, please, little guy? There we go. Yeah. This is unexpected flash floods over here in San Diego, and I want to show people this because this is crazy. And then we're going to talk about this for a second before we get into the actual news. This is in San Diego, guys. State of emergency in San Diego 14 hours ago. Cars just washing down, like packed up against trees, like people being rescued. It's just unrelenting rainfall, it says. This is the ocean. The ocean has become a resident in San Diego there. So I want to tell you guys the funny thing, because I saw this yesterday. And then I'm talking to TradeFly, and I'm like, so where you at right now? He's like, I'm in a hotel room in San Diego. And I went, oh, my God, how is it down there? Are you okay? And he's like, what are you talking about? TradeFly, tell the people about this, because this is a perfect example of how mainstream media can send you a picture. They can give you this picture of what things look like, right? And at the end of the day, we don't see it at all, because I get it all the time with El Paso. Like, yeah. Oh my God, what's it like with the border crossings down there? And we're like, what are you talking about? They're like, oh, the millions of people. It's like, I never saw a single one in El Paso.
They have to be camped in your backyard, right? Like,
right. So yeah. Tell us, like, you didn't see anything, right?
No idea. No, I had no idea it was even happening. So it's a very small subset of San Diego that is flooding. So
that's so great. But it's all over the news here. Like, oh my God, look at this. San Diego underwater.
National disaster, baby. Going down.
So interesting. Guys, let's go ahead and get into the news. Unless, OC, you got anything? TradeFly, you got anything for the people? Power to the people?
Nah, it's good to be back. I'm stoked. I'm ready.
It is. Go. I saw you last night in the listening in on Billy Goat Tales, though. So
yeah, I was.
I did see you there.
It's my Tuesday tradition.
Of course it is.
Absolutely.
Of course it is. All right, let's jump in here and let's get this going, guys. We've got crypto bubbles here. Looking at the daily, looking pretty decent for the daily so far, guys. If we look down here, we can see Bitcoin up 3.7%, 2.5% on Ethereum. Little moves on BNB. That's a major. Solana up 8.8%. XRP up 3.3%. Good old Avalanche retracing up. Bouncing up, I should say, 13.1%. What else we got here? 12.3% there for ICP, 13.9% for Aptos. So, yeah, some decent movers in there. You can see Manta, not sure. I've traded. That's probably about it, 33%. Sui, about 18%. Stacks. My Stacks bag is happy right now at 15.5%. But, yeah, guys, I want to point out that T.A. Tim made a great comment on his show. And he said, a dead cat bounce does not equate to a bear market rally. So we need to be careful right now because this could be exactly what Tim is saying, a dead cat bounce. And we may have just hit some resistance, guys. We came down to a key level of support. We bounced back up and we may have just hit a key level of resistance again. So we're going to be taking a look at that in a second here. Looking at the 24-hour liquidations. 24-hour liquidations here, guys. In the past 24 hours, 42,659 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $125.8 million. Largest single liquidation order happening on Binance Ethereum was the trade, and it was $3.69 million there. So looking at the economic calendar today, guys, nothing major today on here. Tomorrow, durable goods month over month going to be coming in, and then GDP growth rate quarter over quarter is going to be coming in. So right now, guys, I do want to point out that the quarterly GDP, and if you guys do not recall, the old definition before the White House changed it, was that if you had 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP, then you were in a recession, right? So this is how GDP, it's the growth rate, plays into the economy, right? Previous quarter, we were up 4.9%. They're only expecting us to be up 2% or 2.3%. Now, this isn't a negative GDP by any means, but it is definitely not as great as the previous quarter numbers were. So we're going to be taking a look at that tomorrow. That's going to be out at 6:30 a.m. my time. That's going to be 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast. Means it will be live right now. By the time we start tomorrow, we will have these numbers. So let's jump over here, take a look at this article. BlackRock's and 3 other Bitcoin ETFs now tracked on chain. So you guys know that you got those groups out there. They put everything on, they find the wallets and then they track them, and then you get well alerts on X, right? Almost 17,000 Bitcoin were sent to addresses related to those 4 ETFs in the past 24 hours. So new dashboard keeps track of Bitcoin flows of BlackRock, Fidelity, Bitwise, and Franklin Templeton spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs. On-chain data platform Arkham published the addresses for those ETFs on January 22nd. At the time of writing, the cumulative holdings of those 4 ETFs are close to about 80,000 Bitcoin, worth more than $3 billion. Totaling the largest of all of those, though, totaled about 34,126 Bitcoin, roughly $1.3 billion, and that would be good old Fidelity. So FBTC registered an inflow of almost 9,300 Bitcoin sent from 3 different address and unlabeled wallets. So following close, BlackRock's ETF IBIT shows 33,430 Bitcoin under management. So, guys, it's all here. You guys can go check this out. It's Arkham dashboard. It's their ETF flows dashboard, and they've got it all there. You guys can see. This is where these big companies start to realize we don't have our transparency reports that we give to the ETF, to the SEC. Hey, look, here's what we did. Here's what we bought. Here's what we sold. Nope. This is welcome to FinTech, where we can watch everything you do with your assets. We're going to see how they feel about this because I'm pretty sure that BlackRock is like, oh, wow, they can just put this up on a dashboard and everyone can see what we have. Like, yeah, it's total financial transparency. Welcome to the revolution of money. So there you go, guys. That's all up and running. I'm going to try to get a link and drop that later on X so that you guys can go check out that dashboard. Will Ethereum bear the brunt of the Celsius moves? So if you guys don't know, Celsius, an exchange, they went bankrupt. A lot of people got hurt. They got touched in bad financial wallet places by these very mean people, and they lost a lot of money. So they're now starting to pay back money to the people at a very, very sharp discount. One of the things that they are doing is, oh, I muted myself. Sorry about that. Is that they may be using Ethereum to do this. So the question is, will Ethereum bear the brunt of the Celsius moves? Let's jump down here and take a look. Celsius made massive ETH transactions in the wake of its bankruptcy proceedings. And then the most recent data insights from the on-chain analytics providers Look On-Chain revealed massive transactions within the Celsius wallet over the past 10 hours, specifically a deposit of 13,000 Ethereum valued at $30.34 million executed on Coinbase alongside other transactions involving a deposit of 2,200 Ethereum, totaling an additional $5.13 million. So, it looks like they are going to be doing their paybacks. The Celsius wallet deposited 13K Ethereum, and then there's the 2 staking wallets. And so all of the stuff's here. You can see it on Etherscan. It looks like they're going to be moving and paying back money on Ethereum, or at least moving Ethereum. So if they sell any of this, we could see Ethereum take a punch if they're using this to off-ramp their whatever crypto they had to pay people back. So hopefully they are sending people back Ethereum, because I believe that most people that had Ethereum on there will likely sit and hold their Ethereum because they're already at a loss. They don't want to take another loss on it. So, but yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on that, guys. If you are one of those people that from Celsius that has any of your money over there, if you get your Ethereum, are you going to sell or are you not? Let me know in the chat down there below, guys. Let's jump over here. Actually, let's go to the Trio Cam and let's talk about this for a second. If you guys were over there at Celsius, you were one of the people that had the Celsius account, got it locked down. They took everything away from you, and they gave you back your money. Like you're supposed to have $50,000, and they give you back $25,000 worth of Ethereum. At the current price, are you selling that Ethereum? That's the question. Or do you know like where we are in the cycle and you let it run? So guys, I'll start with TradeFly on this one.
Yeah, man. So I mean, everyone's going to be different, and that's going to be really hard to say. And I say that because a lot of people are going to be kind of scared out of the market. What happened to them? They're going to want to exit as quick as they can just to like not mess with crypto anymore. And then you're going to have the people that are a little bit smarter and that stayed in the market and they're still invested in crypto. Those people probably didn't have as significant of a loss. And then also too, it depends on what Ethereum. I don't know if you talked about it. Sorry, I was kind of reading other things. But did you say what the price was when Celsius went down, and then what the price is now? Because it could be that Ethereum may actually be in profit for some of those individuals, so they could be getting money back, yet their Ethereum's worth more than it was originally, even though percentage-wise, I'm assuming they're not getting 100% of their Ethereum back.
Yeah, it doesn't say in here. I'm not sure what it was at when that happened. So
that's a big factor there.
It would be a factor. Right? Absolutely. Maybe Crux knows, because Crux, I think, he said 100% would never consider selling my Ethereum, might as well hold, I think he was saying there, until 2023 for the moonshot. So I'm not sure if he knows what it was at when they locked down. I know he's got a significant amount of Ethereum sitting on Celsius. So
yeah. So I know Voyager, they did some weird stuff, man.
You would absolutely what?
Yeah.
Sell it. Absolutely.
You would sell it?
Get it out, sell it. Yeah. Yes. Because I would be kind of like a little bit of desperate, if I could say, like being on those shoes, because I'm already getting something that I've been waiting for years, right? So what I would do is not sell it all. right? I'll sell a portion, get on Bitcoin, get on altcoins, kind of like distribute my capital, and then just wait for the next cycle.
Now, if I got 40 Ethereum back from Celsius as payment back, we'll say the 20 of 40, something like that, and I got 20 Ethereum, I'm selling all of it, and I'm buying cock in you. No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't do that. I totally degened my Ethereum recovery into the another meme coin. No, I'm just joking.
And bonk.
And bonk.
All in.
Yes, all in. Jesus. Guys, there's a poll here. Excuse me. There's a poll here that was dropped. $32,000 or $42,000 first for Bitcoin. Currently, right now, most people are saying $42K. So there you go. A little $42,000 action there. Let's go ahead and finish this news off, and then let's get into the rest of the charts. Tesla. Is Tesla buy or sell? If you guys don't know, today is Tesla's earnings. I believe it's today. Is it today? Yes, today. After the markets close. So today they will be broadcasting what their earnings reports were and all that good stuff. So Tesla, next quarter earnings report expected on Wednesday. That is today. Closing the fiscal year 2023. Zacks Investment Research forecast Tesla's earnings per share will settle at about 0.6 cents per share, according to 8 analyst inputs. These would be 44% lower than their EPS of $1.07 from the respective year ago quarter. So looking like we could see some volatility today. Is it a buy or is it a sell? Let's see what the analysts are saying. This represents a trend reversal between 2021 to 2022 when Tesla's operating expenses increased by 15% year over year, while its operating margin improved by 1,349. But today's Tesla's average selling price and battery cost today, Tesla reported a decrease in ASP due to pricing and mix. This profitability metric driven by dividing total revenue by the number of units sold. Higher ASP would result from a higher EV price, and that would deliver higher profits. So we are not really seeing that right now. Tesla on a major sell-off, and we're going to be taking a look at that chart today. But guys, there is a lot of question because the data coming out today on the earnings reports is a little mixed. Due to them dropping their prices and due to increase of goods for production. So we could see a lot of volatility today in Tesla. We're going to take a look at that chart here in a minute. And then NASDAQ. This is great, guys. You guys know how crypto is the source of all fiscal, financial, nefarious activities, right? So here we go. NASDAQ report reveals over $3 trillion in illegal flows from 2023 and omits the mention of crypto completely. So notably, the report did not mention cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or stablecoins as conduits for these illicit funds. Over $3 trillion in illicit funds flowed through the global financial system in 2023, enabling crimes like drug and human trafficking and terrorist financing on a massive scale, according to this NASDAQ report. The Global Financial Report estimated $782.9 billion supported drug trafficking, $346 billion was linked to human trafficking, and another $11.5 billion financed terrorist activities. Beyond this, $485.6 billion was connected to fraud. So, guys, to put this in perspective, the thing that we always hear people like Elizabeth Warren say about the evils of crypto in the finance world for criminals, NASDAQ, traditional fiat, traditional finance systems, had a report of $3 trillion. That's almost 1.5 times greater than the entire cryptocurrency valuation. Total market cap right now on crypto. Let's go look and see here. Where is it at? We got to go look and see. I gotta pull up CoinGecko here, or Coin Market Cap, and we're going to look and see what the current, I think it might be closer to 2 right now. The total market cap right now is, if you one of you guys find it first, let me know. Total market cap, I'm not seeing it. One of you guys got it? Total market cap, 1.56 trillion. So yes, almost 1.5 times, almost double of what the total market cap is for crypto being used by traditional finance, but we'll never hear about that ever in Washington D.C. from Elizabeth Warren, because why would she ever want to throw the system that keeps her and her $200 million plus lifestyle off of her $200,000 a year paycheck? So there you go for that. Lastly, actually, you had an article, TradeFly, so let me kick that over to you, and then we'll get to the closeout article. So.
I did. Let's get some shout outs to people in the chat here. Got all sorts of people. Got Crypto Pollo, Cluck, Justin Eubanks, Crux of Crypto. We got someone I haven't seen before, Mike Christia. He's asking a couple questions. Want to give you a little shout out. My twinsy, Alex O Crypto. Your boy ZTS, Alexandria G with that nice blue wrench. G is in there. Eric Wallen. Who else we got? I think that's about it. Just want to say what's up to everyone. Give them a little shout out. Thanks for coming to the chat. We really appreciate you guys showing up every day. So, all right, over to the news. All right, this one is just like, just ignore the FUD. All right, so everyone keeps talking about GBTC selling off all of their Bitcoin, right? And they did. They did sell off some of it, about 100K worth. However, what you need to know is that the inflows, or correction, sorry about that. They've sold off about 80K worth. And then the inflows from the other institutions is about 100, 102, I think, some of them. So 100K Bitcoin. So what's the net there? It's about 20K Bitcoin, right? So there's still more Bitcoin being bought than being sold. Now, remember too, a lot of this is going to be OTC, right? Not all of it is going to go through exchanges. So you're not going to see that actual impacts on the market. So you really need to be cognizant of that part. Now, going down here, just to give you some comparison, right? Because everybody talks about Michael Saylor. They're talking about Michael Saylor. He spent 3 years accumulating 190 Bitcoin. Sorry for that. Let's see if we can go back here. There you go.
I always do that. I always highlight those and go straight to Twitter. Like, dang it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that just to put it in perspective, how fast, right? They did this in 7 days. All right. They half the value of what Saylor's been accumulating over 3 years. They did in 7 days. So don't underestimate the power of the institution. All right. And I just want to get that out there, kind of like calm the seas a little bit, because I know keep seeing people saying GBTC selling off. They're selling off. They're the reason. Well, there's still a net positive of Bitcoin being purchased and being sold. So I just want you to understand that.
Yeah, that's a great point too, man. Like, look, guys, eventually there's going to be a washout of how much can be sold. GBTC they had a lot of people that as soon as that kicked in on the ETF, when they had bought at a discount, their premium was now a premium price, right? So they were able to sell. They were able to sell a bunch off and switch that over to the ETFs. So eventually they're going to run out of selling pressure, and then we'll see where the bottom is. So, but here's the question for you. Are we looking at $20,000 Bitcoin incoming? You guys saw the thumbnail today. We're going to take a look at this article. Guys, there's some relevance here on this article. I don't think that it's absolutely accurate, but there is some there. Where did my article go? Let me pull it back up here, and we'll go talk about this for a second. Guys, $20,000 Bitcoin comes into play. What do you do with the $20,000 Bitcoin? Are you super scared with what you've already bought? Are you looking at getting out of that and getting into something else at that point? Like, do you think that something's going to bounce back harder? For example, I have my Bitcoin. It goes all the way down to 20K. I'm going to swap this over, if this is the bottom, into something like Solana or something like Chainlink that's going to get a bigger bounce than Bitcoin. You guys tell me, like, what's the logic and psychology on that?
No, for me, the one thing we have to keep in mind is, what was the low? Is it a higher low? Then we're still good as long as it's a higher low, right? We get that bounce there, and we see that continuation of the upside. So it's a long-term commitment for a lot of people, especially if you hodl and you have a diverse portfolio that includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and your alts. I'm not going to go just degen into some of the alts because Bitcoin has made a move down and set a higher low. That just, for me, that's why you guys watch this show, so you understand, like, don't be silly if you see Bitcoin actually drop. Like it's not the end of the road here, right? If we go start flirting with the low again, now I'm going to get a little nervous, right? And if we break that, now it's like, hey, we've now set a trend in the opposite direction. So we'll talk about that on the show. Don't you worry. We'll let you know when you got to worry.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the chat. Justin Eubank said he's selling a leg. It looks like LBC, Lunar Beach Crypto. Shout out to him. Shout out to David. He said he missed you, and then he said he takes that back. He doesn't miss you.
Sorry,
Crypto
man.
Pollo, cluck to the Pollo people out there. He said, "I'll sell my car and children and soul to buy more Bitcoin." So there you go. That is what the mentality is right now. But I did find the article. Hey, Crypto Archie is in the house. Let's go, Crypto Archie. What's up, man? I did find the article. I had to pull it back up. When I was closing off and looking at that market cap, I hit the wrong one. So there you go. Hearts for LBC
that's
right
for
there.
LBC.
All right, guys. So $20,000 Bitcoin. Not clickbait. This is really an article that is from Deutsche Bank. If you guys don't know who Deutsche Bank are, they're a pretty major bank here in the U.S. I know it's Deutsche. Just trust me, it's a U.S. bank. The crypto space currently facing bearish signals as the price of Bitcoin has failed to maintain crucial levels at $42,000. Even $40,000 couldn't hold it. Slipping to $39.09 at the time of the writing, United States financial services provider Deutsche Bank foresees even more declines in the upcoming months, projecting the value of Bitcoin to dip below $20,000. Deutsche Bank predicts massive Bitcoin decline, reports from Bloomberg referencing a recent survey made from January 15th to January 19th by Deutsche Bank reveals investor sentiment regarding the volatility and future trajectory of Bitcoin's price. The survey, which appraised over 2,000 people were involved in that from the United States and the United Kingdom and the Eurozone, revealed that a third, 1 in 3 surveyed people expect to see a significant drop in price of Bitcoin below, guys, words that meaning, below $20,000. So the substantial decline is anticipated to occur around January 2025. So they're talking halfway through the cycle post-halving, right? That's in April. Sometime in fall 2025 should be about when we see the topping based on the previous cycles. They're talking around January 2025 that we could see a pullback all the way below $20,000 in January of 2025, a year from now. So I think they surveyed 2,000 people that don't understand the cycle. Or they all have crystal balls. 2,000 people with pentagrams and chicken bones and blood and crystal balls all got together and said, "Oh, Black Swan event 2025." Or maybe they know something that we don't know and there's another pandemic. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because that would be in timeline of when those pandemics come out. I'm just saying. So look here. Although the majority of people foresee a significant plunge in the value of Bitcoin, the survey also indicated that 15% of people believe that Bitcoin's price will consolidate between $40,000 and $75,000 by the end of 2024, which is probably more accurate right there. Additionally, about 10% of the respondents think that Bitcoin could fall between $20,000 and $40,000. So that's pretty much what the article was, where it came from. I just thought that some of those numbers were astronomical, especially the timelines on it. Let's talk it out here, and then let's jump over into the TA and get into the charts. OC, what are your thoughts on this, man? $20,000 Bitcoin? First off, $20,000 Bitcoin, question mark. Then $20,000 Bitcoin in January 2025. This is a little odd for me. Let me know what you think.
Absolutely. So the first question, I don't know if we're gonna get it there. I'm saying it like very calm, possibly. I don't really expect it. In fact, yesterday I believe that we were talking about that, and I was presenting a geometrical analysis that I did, and where I could be looking at 30K Bitcoin and possibly 25K Bitcoin. And you said, well, if we get there, we're gonna be breaking back the golden pocket and basically going to the platinum pocket on your favorite chart. And that will be very, very worrying. And that opens up the possibility to get to 20K. I don't believe that we're going to get to 20K. I believe maybe that we could get a huge wick down to 25K if everything goes wrong. But farther ahead, I believe that is pushing the luck of what we've seen. I mean, yes, we've seen huge pullbacks, especially this last cycle, when we believe that was a top, and then we have a secondary top that wasn't a blow-off top with a huge pullback, right?
Right.
But going so far back on 20K, which is not the previous cycle, but the previous other cycle, right? Top, I don't believe that that's going to happen in normal conditions, not even a black swan event that is worldwide. I mean, if it's a black swan, Bitcoin black swan event, that could be it. Like maybe releasing quantum computers mining or something like that, when the power of mining might be a little bit shifted and we could
Bitcoin moves out of
West
Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet.
yeah, exactly. Also could be. But I mean, other than that, that's something measure related to Bitcoin itself. I don't think we're gonna be getting near to 20K. I mean, post halving.
Okay. TradeFly, what you got, bro?
Yeah, man. No, I think what OC is saying is pretty logical. Like I said, for me, it would just be another higher low. So is it probable? Yeah, it could happen. I would say just looking at the poll, I'm a 50-50 guy, man. It could happen. But at the same time, I'm not freaking out about it. I don't know that it would take a massive black swan event to actually make it happen, honestly. We're not that far away. We've seen $10,000 wicks in a single day before. So, I mean, it could totally happen. And so I wouldn't freak out, and I'm not that stressed about it. Like I said, at that point, we'd probably be talking about accumulating more, especially if we see some kind of support in that area.
Yep. Yeah, we got a poll up, guys, right now. It says, how probable do you think it is that we reach 20,000 on a Bitcoin? And then you got four options there: 10%, less than 10% improbable, 10 to 25, 25 to 50, and then greater than 50. I don't know that I would call 51% probable, because that's almost like a flip of a coin. Almost, it's like Jack Black odds.
They got majority stake, baby. They got majority stake.
They do. Hey, the casino has a 51% house advantage, right, over your 49. Even with probability statistics of cards playing out, right? So, and the house still wins a lot of money on blackjack at 51%. So maybe we'll go with it. Probable. Is the house going to win at this hand of blackjack? It's probable. Well, they've only got a 51% chance. Same thing. Here's the poll. So we'll go with it. All right. We will allow this. It's been blessed off one. All right. So there you go, guys. Answer that poll down there. Let us know. $20,000 Bitcoin. I thought the number was just absurd. That's why it went on the thumbnail today. Of course, someone's going to come back in the comments and go, why would you take financial advice from someone in a beanie cap? So therefore, I didn't even put a face on it today. You can blame it. You can blame it over there on the guy from what's his name? I can't even remember his name right now. From SpongeBob SquarePants there, but
I can't remember.
I can't either. Zach, what's his name? Patrick. See, that's why we have ZTS rhythm here. Patrick is his name. Let's go ahead and jump in and let's get this charts going today, guys. Looking here. I told you guys we had a rejection at a key point here, guys. This is what I'm keeping an eye on. We came down here yesterday on the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, and we got a nice bounce right here off of this lower support range, guys. We got a bounce up, and we hit the bottom of the trade band. There's the trade band for our predictive ranges from Chart Prime. We typically trade in between those. You can see all the price action that occurs between these two ranges here. Right now, we're getting a rejection off of it, and that is giving me cause for concern that we could be heading back down off of this as a rejection for more downside. Again, what I said, remember what Tim said, dead cat bounces are a thing. So I'm going to pull my chair back over here. I had to stand up a minute ago. I had dropped something, and now just get back in the chair. There we go. There we go. Good to go. Now I can get back. I was looking down at my chart there. It was not a good way to TA. So looking here at this drop that we're having here off of this range, guys, we could likely heading back down here to about 38,700. If we don't hold this, be looking for us to head down to what I told you guys yesterday, about 36,850 down here at the bottom of this predictive range. We are also at this point right now about to head up to the zero line, and we could get another rejection off of that, just like we have here, just like we have here. A lot of times we get rejections on that zero line for the downside. I do want to give you guys some hopium before I hand it over to my TA partners over here. If you take a look at the master chart, we do have a rejection on the platinum pocket that I told you guys about yesterday. And I said, look, we came down and we tagged the bottom of the golden pocket. This is a golden pocket retest on the weekly candle, perfectly on the golden pocket. So I would say that we have a little tell of hopium here, and we have a little tell here of FUD, right? We got one that is saying, look, we bounced at a key level. We're looking good here. On the lower time frames, we also have that we got rejected off of a key range that we needed to get back into and could be heading lower. So two stories, two tells here, two different charts, two different time frames. At this point, it's a flip a coin, 51% chance odds, probabilities there for your Bitcoin movement and which way we could be heading. Let's kick it over to TradeFly, and then what could we do? Start this round robin. Guys, let us know in the chat what assets you want to see. We'll get to them.
Right on. So let me add to the hopium a little bit. All right. So let's pick on that narrative. All right. So we did have a level of resistance here. You see this trend line right here that's kind of going down and right. All right. That is acting as resistance currently. And I remember Piper talking about that. I think it was last Friday or maybe Thursday. All right. That actually coincided with one of the levels of resistance that I was looking at previously, or really an important area I was looking at. And that was about the 103 area, 103, like 50. All right, so you can see a rejection here. You can see the wick. All right, so there's a little bit of a rejection. And now what that's really opening the door for is that we could see maybe the DXY continue down and right, potentially. All right, so that's what we're hoping for, right? Because that makes it a little bit easier because, there's a small inverse correlation with Bitcoin. And so we are looking for DXY to be moving down as we see Bitcoin move up. So kind of looking for that, and then coming down here, looking at the RSI, you can see that is bending over and starting to bend down to the right as well. And then the MVP oscillator, now it hasn't really crossed over, but you can see that it is losing or kind of showing a little sign of weakness here. So, I mean, honestly, it's probably going to consolidate in this area, but let's play the narrative and look at some of the other things that are saying that we may actually get a rejection here and have a little bit of movement to the downside, which would open the door up for Bitcoin to find its support as well. So I got for the DXY.
Sweet. OC guy, what you got, brother?
All right, let me get inside. Got it here. It is a little bit of a daily chart that we were looking for, and this is one of the very old charts that I've been keeping track of. So basically, I thought it was going to be a broken once we got that ETF approved. Nonetheless, it's been working exactly as I was expecting, basically going slightly below that dynamic reactor. I don't think this is going to be the exception, but we could be having a dead cat bounce, and I'll be calling for that dead cat bounce. Look at that right here on the predictive range golden, and also on this big trend line that we've been looking for a long time, this one. So I'll say somewhere around 41, 42 as a dead cat bounce, and then continuing to the downside. I also want to point out very, very quickly that yesterday we were looking at Wyckoff movement on EGLD. So yesterday I was saying if we can close inside this secondary channel, we most likely are going to be going back inside the main channel. If we close inside the main channel, we have the accumulation scheme for the spring area on the Wyckoff method right there. And look at that beautiful, almost exactly bouncing right on this area, almost closing inside of that main channel. And if we can make it while we are still moving upwards in here. I believe that we still had a chance to make it to 54 on EGLD. So looking very, very closely that EGLD, because looking that it's following that pattern very, very closely. Piper?
Perfect. Yeah, guys, I'm taking a look here. Actually, just now on news, just broke out. We have this from Nvidia. Just came out on the KBC report. Nvidia officially hits a record market cap of $1.5 trillion and is now up 27% for 2024. Over the last 3 weeks, Nvidia has added $320 billion in the market cap. Guys, they're about to take the fifth, they're about 6% away from removing Amazon as the fifth largest public company in the world. So 2 years ago, Nvidia had a market cap of $300 billion. And something that I want to show you guys on the chart that this is why we love fibs, right? I was tracking this for you guys like way back. This is like in November, right? I was buying in every time that we came down. I was buying in on Fibonacci lines for my stock bag, right? Because I got some stocks too. I'm diversified. You can see here we had this beautiful rejection on the platinum pocket. Came down, tried to hold the gold. Past the 50, couldn't hold that. We hit the 382 perfectly, and I bought more at this point also. Once we came back up and we came down to touch this, I thought, okay, we're good here. We actually came back up for another test of that 618, that lower band of the golden pocket, before it rocketed up to its current level. If you guys take a look at what is going on right now, this is those rejections and retests that I watch for on the Fibonacci's. You've seen it play out beautifully on something like Nvidia, guys. And this is what I'm watching for, is these levels. So when we hit these resistance levels, those to me are where I look to DCA in every time that it touches them, because I know what the next level is, and I can assess the risk of it, me buying here, for example, and it going to here, or just like setting the risk to buy here and it goes back to here. So I can do that the same way that I did with Nvidia, where it came down, final test of the golden pocket, shot up there. We're completely in new, unfound, undiscovered territory. We are in price discovery on Nvidia now, so it's quite beautiful. So shout out to anyone that out there is diversified into their stocks. I just wanted to show that. Stock market's all looking pretty decent today. The crypto, on the other hand, kind of giving us a mixed story today. So I wanted to go over Nvidia. I'm going to take Chainlink next, so I'll get my Chainlink hat on. TradeFly, let's go ahead and pass it around to you, and let's run through these today.
Right on. All right, so I got Algorand pulled up for Crypto Pollo. He was asking about that. I got that on the 4-hour chart right now. So it has been a little while since I've looked at Algorand myself. You can see my fibs are kind of over here to the left right now. But the reason I left it that way is because I want to show you the importance of TA. All right, had you done this Fibonacci retracement and you pulled it up from low to high here, you would have had this golden pocket right here. And sure enough, where do we come to? Right to the golden pocket, and we actually got a bounce there. Now, overall, I mean, probably for the last, looks like couple weeks, it looks like Algorand's kind of trending in a negative direction. You do see the dynamic reactor has flipped to a red. You do see all the moving averages starting to come down and right. They're kind of crossing over each other, usually not a great sign. So I'm going to turn those off to kind of clean up the chart a little bit. But we do have this one trend line I have here, right? It was acting as both support and resistance at multiple times over the past, we'll say, couple months here. And really, we're still underneath of that. So it looks like we're trending kind of down and right now. That's the overall trend. However, that being said, we did come down the golden pocket. We did find support. And you could see us now maybe fight to make a movement to the upside. So you could find a little resistance here. I'm expecting, look at the dynamic reactor right here. Resistance, resistance. So what am I going to anticipate? We'll probably find resistance there again. So I would look at about 18.2 or around there, probably by the time it actually gets up there, maybe more closer to 18. So I would look at that area for resistance, and then looking at the 382, and that's about 19 cents or so. So you can see coming down at and looking at the MVP oscillator, there was a little bit of a bottoming formation in conjunction with the golden pocket, as well as us hitting or flashing some oversold, as well as a little bit of divergence there. So, right, price is going down, RSI is probably coming up a little bit here, so that's why you'll see some of those lines. All right, and so that's what I got here. I would anticipate support around the golden pocket, obviously. We don't want to lose that. So 15 to 14 and a half cents is kind of your support level, and then looking for high side about 18. Short term.
Fantastic, man. OC, what you got for us, bro? And then I'm going to be coming in right behind you with some Chainlinks. So seeing some interesting stuff on here right now.
Absolutely. So I have ADA. Last time we were looking at ADA, I was comparing ADA with the rounded top that was happening here to the rounded top that happened on Bitcoin. And I was calling for the dead cat bounce before we keep moving downwards. So I was drawing the dead cat bounce somewhere around here. I expect it to be a little bit farther in time, although it played out very nicely right there. And then also call for this resistance zone. So we can see right there that we had, that scenario playing out, and then now we're going to that dynamic reactor on daily. So let me just move very quickly today to 4 hour. But right before I do that, let's just look at the oscillator. It is not quite there yet for a reversal scenario. So let's just have a little bit of caution right here on ADA on daily, because we could be moving farther down. And I am also looking at my trend. I just slip out of my mind. Sorry,
assistant.
Lack of sleep.
Your trend assistant.
Yeah,
it's like Patrick from none of us can think today. A lot of stuff going on. Our brains are packed full of to-do lists, and we're all having mind blanks. So.
Oh, yeah, I know. Thank you for that help there, right there, Piper. So on the 4 hour, we are pretty bearish, right? And we do have a bullish divergence with a peak seekers, and we're moving up here. So as far as we could be going, I believe that this is going to be a big resistance in here. If not, we do not even make it past the previous low and keep moving downward. To support that theory, I'm just going to pull back my prime ranges. My predictive ranges, and you see where is my confluence at. So I am absolutely looking at somewhere around 0.50 or 50.24 for a possible reversal scenario and continuation to a downtrend. ADA not looking that good. What I'll be looking for a possible reversal, and that is if Bitcoin have a 43 dead cat bounce zone, it's gonna be a double bottom for a continuation and maybe breaking through the dynamic reactor. And then as Bitcoin falls, I do believe that ADA could be going back down again. So that's what I got.
Nice. So I'm looking at Chainlink here. I don't know when I did this. I'll have to go back and take a look on some old videos or something. But at one point, evidently, I did some predictive candles here because we were fighting with the golden pocket. And I was basically like, look, guys, if we get through the golden pocket, look for a retest on the golden pocket shooting up to the top there of the platinum pocket. I just thought it was odd that, I had these ghost candles sitting back here, and that's pretty much what we did. Didn't quite make it up to the top of the platinum pocket there, but definitely had some bar patterns that I had dropped on there. But right now, let's look at right now. We did have a trend line here that we had broke. It was resistance multiple times once we broke through it. Still sitting way above us. But right now, guys, we are kind of doing this thing. If we go to the daily chart, you'll see we're doing what Chainlink does best after a pump. It trades in a range. Come over here. Let's go ahead and grab a channel, parallel channel here. And we're just going to find this average range here that it clicks in. There we go. We're going to do that. And then we're just going to bring it down. And you can see how well you can just trade a channel on Chainlink once it does that, right? Let's go up here to the top now and take a look at what's going on here. We got another one again. So let's go ahead and grab this. We're going to come about right here. And we're going to run this over and run it to the bottom. There's your channel, pretty much in between the platinum pocket and the golden pocket. Guys, holding this is very bullish. However, what I am concerned with is that we have maybe a little bit of a Bart Simpson going on here. Head up, a little bit of Bart Simpson, and then back down, right? That doesn't always play out. This is a normal pattern for Chainlink to trade in a sideways channel, consolidation range, right? Get a crazy pump up out of nowhere, trade sideways, and then move again. But if it comes down, we could be creating a Bart Simpson there. I'm looking right now at the key levels for us to hold. $13.20 on the bottom side. That would be that golden pocket, the 618 there. If we do break that, we could come back. We have a previous area over here of resistance on the 50. Could come back and retest that to make sure that that is now support instead of resistance before it comes back up. But keep an eye on it. We did have a bearish, hidden bearish divergence that printed here on the Oscillator Pro, but we do have a momentum dot coming into the cloud for the oscillator saying downside. But the RSI is getting close to that 30% range, and we are about to hit the zero line where we could get that bounce back up. So that's what I'm seeing on Chainlink. I'm going to go ahead and kick it back over to TradeFly.
All right. So I got Matic pulled up on the 4 hour. So we've been talking about this head and shoulders pattern, hoping that doesn't play out. I will say it is still in play. So we're holding on to a little hope here. And the reason we're holding on to a little hope is we do have the golden pocket here, 618.65, and we did find support there. So we are looking for that to hold right now. I think really this one is going to be contingent on a lot of the rest of the market, right? So going through some of these alts right now, what I'm seeing is kind of a trend. You'll see a lot of them, they're hitting that 0.5 or the 0.618 or somewhere in that area. You'll see that with quite a few alts right now. So it could be an overarching trend that we're seeing because, let's face it, they still move in conjunction with Bitcoin. It just may not be one for one, right? So looking at this chart, though, overall, I know I got a lot of lines going on here. I do want you to see what happens if the head and shoulders does play out. I know we've talked about it before, but it could get ugly and you could see it go somewhere around 56 cents. So not ideal. The reason I have the volume up though, so this is a fixed range volume profile. The reason I have that up is because I want you to see where all the volume is. Now, if we stay in this range, good. Now, if we break the golden pocket and we see some movement to the downside, bad. And the reason that's bad is because look how much volume's here and look how little volume is here, right? You see this kind of pretty quick movement up and right. Well, that means there's not going to be a lot of resistance for it to actually continue to the downside. So keep that in mind, right? Like if you're going, I won't say this is financial advice. If I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the golden pocket and that's kind of my entry for a long position, I'm probably going to have a pretty tight stop loss because there is that risk that we could see some pretty quick movement to the downside if we do break this area of support. So I just want to put that out there for you to think about. If we come over, let's take a look at the daily, right? Because we've been kind of stuck in this area for a while, and I'm kind of a fan of the daily. So let's look at that, a little bigger time frame, and let's see what our indicators are telling us here. So coming down to the MPP oscillator, it is starting to say, hey, we could have a bottoming. Looking at the prime oscillator, that's still trending down and right, but we're getting into that area where we could start seeing it flip. We could start seeing a cross back to the upside, right? And that would make sense. If we stay here and we consolidate a little bit in this area of support, we could give RSI time to start trending back up and right, which is something I look for when I enter. And then, of course, we have that bottoming indication as well. So overall trend right now is negative. What we're hoping for is we find support. If we do find support, there's some obvious areas to look for here. And there is some confluence between the prime oscillator as well as the 0.5, which is at about 79 cents. Again, if we continue down and right, it gets ugly. We start looking at about 62 cents, 56 cents. So that's what I got for Matic.
Nice. OC, what you got, bro?
Well, let me see. I do have a Tesla. So I was looking at Tesla on Monday. on the chart prem classes, and I was expecting for a movement to a double bottom to this area right here. Let me just bring up confluence zones because look at this. I was expecting a confluence zone in here, and for me to Tesla to change direction, I will be finding or looking for a double bottom movement. We could be having that movement as Tesla maybe have that kind of like earnings report, and we could be seeing Tesla making a very nice impression. Somebody just taking some profits, and because they did very well, maybe just pumping back up. And I can back that theory up. And remember, this is not fundamental analysis. This is technical analysis. It is because I will be trading between these two lines. It is a golden line and also the gray line. Let me just clear up a little bit of that spaghetti to make things a little bit better. And also, let me bring up.
Yeah, I was about to say that looked like the Last Supper table there of Mexican spaghetti, man.
Absolutely, I know. We needed to move the spaghetti just to see through. And right here, we have not only our most important support or resistance in here, but we also have a secondary and a discount zone based on the discount and premium buy low. Buy low, so high. Sometimes I just confuse and say it backwards. But yeah, buy low, so high areas. So this is the area that I will be looking for to enter on Tesla. By the way, full transparency, I'm not going to be trading Tesla. My account is not working right now, so I'm not going to be trading this one. But what I'm looking for, if I would be trading this, is going to be a possible double bottom right here, going all the way up here to 224 before we make that second bottom, and then we'll notch the upside. So that's what I have on Tesla.
Awesome. Fantastic, man. TradeFi, you got anything else you want to show on the charts, or do we want to take it out and talk it out?
No, I don't have anything else up right now.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not seeing much here. Pretty much all sitting right now at key support areas, guys. We are in that 51% probability range, so you guys are tracking. So, yeah, guys, let's talk about this. So we've got some key support areas right now. Are we about to bounce? What is your overall sentiment right now on crypto? Let's go around the board here, around the panel. What is your overall sentiment right now? Have we met support, or are we in a dead cat bounce for more downside to come? So, whoever wants to take it first.
I'll roll with it, man. So if we were just looking at the alts, then I would have more confidence. Problem is, we're not looking at just the alts. We're looking at Bitcoin. I think there's more potential downside for Bitcoin. I think that door is wide open because we're not sitting at the golden pocket. We're not sitting at the 0.5 for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's daddy. So that leaves me a little hesitation, because I like to see those things kind of line up a little bit. So that used to be one of my big plays back in the day. I would trade altcoins, but Bitcoin was my driving factor behind my trades because I was just looking for support levels to start matching up. And then I was looking for that exponential movement of something like Matic or ADA because they were moving at a higher rate. So that was my way of using leverage without using leverage back when the bull market was happening. And Coinbase, you didn't have that option of leverage back in the day. So that was my play. Overall sentiment right now is meh. So I'll say that, I just chilling right now, man. Got to be honest.
Yep. OC.
Making my fiat.
Fiat grinding, that's right.
Absolutely. So they're trying to get your fiat and your Bitcoin out of you. I mean, from all of us. So what I'll say is that we're in key supports. I do believe that we're going to hit by having a little bit more downside overall. I do see it coming. I also do see right now some reaction at these areas because it is a strong support. But until I see the sentiment moving to a little bit more fear zone, I don't think that we're going to have a proper reversal for the upside. I mean, you can see all of the news, 20K Bitcoin, right? We're going to zero, this and this and that, right? All of the altcoins falling, but traditional market just bumping. So I believe that until we have that fear factor, we're not going to be ready to enter the bull market itself properly. So that's what I believe.
All I believe is that the halving is coming sometime in April, in my opinion. And that's all that matters at this point. If it goes lower, I've got a little bit of dry powder. I can pick up more. If it goes higher, I'm well placed. So let it ride. So what's that, TradeFly?
I said I got lots.
Yeah, you got lots. At the end of the day, guys, just be patient. It's not about timing. It's about time in. And I'm in. I'm ready. I'm ready for the cycle to happen. So I do think that we could see some other, more downside come because whenever everyone starts to get full of hope, it typically takes a dump, and when everybody gets super dumpy and super funnish, it usually gets up to the upside. So I think we do have a little bit more of the fear and greed chart to head over into a little more fear before we see it flip back into greed. So that's what I got there, guys. Thanks for joining us today. TradeFly OC, you got anything for the people on the way out?
Yeah, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Super, super stoked to be back on the show. I really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate mixing it up with you in the chat. It's awesome. I really look forward to it every day, honestly. So you guys have a great day. Stay blessed, trade safe, and I will see you tomorrow.
OC?
Guys, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna be sending you some hearts. I know mine doesn't play out. It's not the it doesn't do that. It's not the what is it? The blue bubble, right? But hopefully I serve you a good and very hot steaming spaghetti today, and hopefully it is not too much. But I'll always be very glad to bring you the best of me, best of my analysis, and thank you guys for joining. So kicking it over to you, Piper.
Fantastic, man. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today here on Piper Academy. We appreciate you all being here always, always, always. If you guys got any value out of today's content, go ahead and click that like button. Let us know that you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button if you're new here. And on the way out, you can hit the notification bell, and we'll remind you to come back the next time we go live, which will be tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing the news, the charts, the markets, the economy, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. We will check you guys out tomorrow. Until then, trade safe, and as always, use a stop loss.
That was awesome, dude!